My name is Albert Marshall, and I am from the Moose Clan. And I am from Mi'kmaq, but I do reside in a community called Eskik-Ornawagi here in Cape Breton. I only reside there, but I am from Mi'kmaq and Wabanaki Confederacy territory. Well, before that answer can be fully explained and answered, we first have to consider the research that has been ongoing up to now and the data that flowed from that. As a Mi'kmaq person, we're not questioning the integrity of that action, but rather look at it, what needs to be added. And in order to accomplish that, we can see clearly the current methodology in research is so uncommon to us that the mainstream methodology does not come near what the Aboriginal methodology should be. For example, with the Mi'kmaq methodology, not the data, but it comes in the form of a story. And in that story, there's every aspect of who we are, where we come from, and why we are here. And you as a researcher, I am giving you the prerogative to extract what would help you from the stories that I shared with you. When you compare that with the mainstream methodology, it's a pre-gone conclusion. Most cases, they come to us with a set of questions, and they can predetermine what the answer will be. So it does not really get the true reflection in which, rather than it just enhance and maintain their own perspectives. Because within in the stories, there are knowledges there that are pure, in which that's why I believe it was meant for Aboriginal people, for their knowledge only to be oral, not written. Because we all have cognitive minds. And to keep the subject matter pure, you were taught from early age, you cannot repeat this from what you heard. You can only repeat it what was said. Now, with the mainstream methodology, even if I share my whole heart and soul into that answer, there's going to be this probability that the researcher is going to add on their perspectives. So there'll be no true reflection. And again, looking at whatever we're doing, in this case tourism, unless we broaden our horizons and our expectations and our expectations, and try to be as innovative as possible by focusing how can we address, see this issue from a holistic perspective. that everything has to be interconnected, intertwined with something else. Unless all those areas are let's be an octopus with those 8 tentacles and draw them into one. That's an analogy I think that we need to address. That whatever the initiative is, it's got to require a collective effort. And that collective effort has to be inclusive, no exclusions. And this is something I think that needs to be reiterated over and over again. That there are no superior, no being is superior. That we're all here for a purpose. And that purpose is to enrich others to what we have. Etuaptmumk is, of course, looking at everything from another perspective as to how can you enrich and enhance your current situation, whether it's a phrase or an action. Decolonizing is shedding something that was put before you, that was hindering you. Now, some of these terms are used as an illusion. Most institutions, even the government, are saying decolonize the education system. Are we that naive to believe that this current system will actually decolonize itself? I don't think so. But rather than to go there, how can we empower each other and collectively bring forth the uniquenesses that we as Aboriginal people have, and put those and weave those into the current education system without begging, without asking, but in a good way. Because unless these two knowledges are weaved together, we will continuously talk about how different, what's good for us and what's good for you. You see, we have to negate this idea that there can't be two worlds. But let's find a way how to walk together in this one world, again, mutually respecting the uniquenesses that we bring forward, so that our efforts will not only benefit this generation, but also will benefit the next 7 generations. First of all, is Etuaptmumk. Could Etuaptmumk be construed as reconciliation? Or some other way? Willie Miles, what did he call that? Sacred something. Anyway, but Etuaptmumk of course, is an action-oriented. And hopefully reconciliation can and should be. But I believe Etuaptmumk is pretty much, in my humble opinion, using the lessons from the past and of using those lessons to guide us into the future. Not only to improve, but also some of them discard some of those lessons. In reconciliation, I think it's much more based from an individualistic perspective. we cannot reconcile anything unless each individual reconciles within themselves the things that they need, that they should have improved, things that they shouldn't have done, and improve them as to how can they improve their actions. Now, reconciliation, I believe, is being used maybe in a wrong context. That we were, and we are a problem. And the onus should be on us how to reconcile our actions. But the rest of this society, I believe, has to do their own reconciliation. And the outcome of our reconciliation should be that we're going to move forward together on this one road. Not just mutually respecting the uniquenesses that we bring forth, but we will allow love and compassion to guide us into the future. One main issue that we see as a deterrent of no matter what initiative that we may be personally working on. But you know, we're not the only group here that's working on these same issues. The question then begs in all of us, issues that we're pretty much or on the same level or same ground. Why are we so competitive with each other? If the Provincial Tourism Association was to make some efforts of addressing that core issue, that there's only so much of a market that we can generate. But that market has to be based on diversity. One area might attract more because of the uniqueness that area has, and so on. Just think, how expedient could it be if there was the national body focus on co-learning and in-depth collaboration would be people that are in a similar business or situations. Because I think the key area that I would like to focus on tourism is uniqueness. Who can come up with the most unique product or unique vision? Well, I think that's not possible. But I believe each area has certain uniquenesses in that geographical area, and other areas have others. That reminds me then, when I think about Colonel Saunders with his 11 spices and herbs. And I do know that one herb will not change anything. It's only when you put these 11 spices and herbs together, then it generates something very unique. That analogy, I think, could very well be applied in tourism, in which we look at all the uniquenesses we have in our geographical area, and how can we build on those uniquenesses so that the end product would be much more effective and beneficial. Not just for people, but also for nature. Ego igande ha ego gwandu dana he. Hey ego igande he gwandu.